and most welcome again to the page here on GBC News. This is where we do chit-chatting and we get those who matter. Today we are not getting anybody who matters, but we are talking about the trending issues today. And yesterday, that's Monday, the Confederation of African Football officially gave all the 24 teams that have qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations the path they will take to glory. I mean, they held the final draw at the Mohammed V Stadium in Rabat, and it was a very, very beautiful event that took place. And so what it stands now is that all the 24 teams that have qualified are now knowing who their opponents are and how it's going to be like. But before I delve into it as to how the draw went and everything, the president of CAF, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, also came out and then gave his version, his expectations. So he predicted the outcome of this particular tournament. He has tagged it as going to be the best. According to him, the last edition was the best, but this one will be the best, or even better than what we've seen in terms of hosting and everything, in terms of euphoria and everything. He believes that Morocco will raise the bar to a height that nobody will be able to clear. So let's go back to Rabat and then take a listen to the president of the Confederation of African Football ahead of the draw.
The biggest competition on the continent will be taking place in December right here in Morocco, and the excitement is, it is a great honor for an African team, for African players, to carry the trophy and to give it to their people, to their nation, and to tell them that we are the best in Africa. So when Côte d'Ivoire did that in Ivory Coast, it was a moment of extreme pride, and we are very confident that part of the greatest players in the world, it's a part of the greatest players in Africa, is to be able to take the biggest, the most respected trophy and competition on the continent and give it to your people and give it to your country. So we will see from the draw which are all the nations that will be playing against each other. But I think what excites me is that 1.4 billion people were watching the last Afcon, the highest in the history of this competition. 178, in fact, the number is more like 180 countries were watching football, African football. And it's because of every single one of the 54 nations, the 54 member associations. We also want to thank the governments. We want to thank our legends who are here with us. You make us proud. You continue to make us proud. I want to thank the representative from FIFA, I almost said Gianni Infantino, the representative from FIFA, the Secretary General, Matthias, the vice presidents of CAF, and as I said, the CAF Exco. This is going to be an exciting competition. The first words we said in Ivory Coast was that competition in Ivory Coast was going to be the most successful, and I want to say it again, all of us are confident. The Total Energies Afcon in Morocco this year in December is going to be the most successful, the most competitive, the most exciting in the history of this competition. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. See you after the draw.
So you hear the excitement, how CAF president is super excited about, can't wait for the December event. Listen, this tournament will take place in December from the 21st, and then it will end in 2026 in January. So December to January, the dates has changed. So take a note of it, and don't think that it will be coming up later in the month in December. So teams will need to prepare very, very well to really go in for it. But CAF president is promising something spectacular, and so stick and stay with GBC as we'll bring it to you. It's unfortunate that our national team, the Black Stars, could not make it. The Black Stars are not part of this group. But let me give you a rundown before I come to my board, because the teams were drawn the 24 teams were drawn into 6 groups, each containing 4 sides ahead of the tournament. And as I've said, the tournament starts from the 21st of December 2025 to January 18, 2026, where the finals will take place, and it will be spread across 6 host cities. So 6 cities in Morocco will be hosting this tournament, and 9 stadiums will be used in Morocco as Africa's best chase in the continent's most coveted trophy. So anybody that will be going, so that's it. So 9 stadiums will be used, 6 cities will be hosting all the tournament, and it starts from December 21 to January 18. So we go to Group A, how it all started. We go to Group A, and Group A has Morocco headlining it as the host, and we'll take on Mali and Zambia and Comoros. So if you look at it very, very well, it is a very, very tricky group. Seriously, if you feel that any of the groups will be a walk in the party, it will never be. It's going to be a serious task for them. We've seen Comoros, what they are capable of doing, especially when you tag them as underdogs. We've seen what the Chipolo Polos, Zambia, can do. We've seen Mali, how strong they are. And if you look at the opening game, where you see host Morocco taking on Comoros, and Mali and Zambia, you see how it's going to look like. So I can say on authority that one team that, if you close your eyes, you can say will sail through from the group stages here. As we speak, from what we saw during the qualifiers to now, I think that Morocco will be able to sail through as a host nation, not because they are the host nation per se, but because Morocco has proven beyond doubt that they are really ready to do a host and win. It's been a while since they won that tournament, and so they are hoping that opportunities will come for them to really do it. So once again, look at it very well, and as and when we're bringing it to you, and remember that on social media we'll be talking more about it. So just keep your fingers crossed in Group A. Who do you think will be the best 2 teams that will qualify through this group? You watch it carefully. Host nation Morocco, you can't run Mali or write them off. You can't say Zambia will just be the whipping boys or Comoros. No, we've seen what is going to happen, and with the tournament extended to December for it to start, expect all these teams to really build it. So let's go to Group B. Now, Group B, we have the record holding country that has won the most Africa Cup of Nations. That is Egypt there, and there is South Africa, there is Angola, and there is Zimbabwe. Ghanaians, you are familiar with all these teams, and we know their pedigree, what they can do. If you look at it currently, as we speak on the African continent, one of the fiercest attackers that we have, 1 or 2, when you even go to Europe, they are all from Egypt. If you look at Mamouche, you look at Mohamed Salah, you can just say it that any goal post that is there, they are not afraid of shooting the ball into it. And so if you look at it very well, can the defense of South Africa really hold them? Can Angolans, the Antelopes, can they run really at the Egyptians? Can they stop them? Can Zimbabwe do it? That is the big question. But football, as it is now, is unpredictable. Can they surprise the Egyptians? So if you watch it very, very well, it's going to be very, very tight. And again, Egypt would like to extend their record. They are currently 7-time winners of the Africa Cup of Nations. It was the Black Stars who were having 4 and were joking. Ghana was joking, we are the best, we are the best. And Egypt came and then took over. And now they are 7-time winners. Nobody has won it even 6 times. Egypt are the record winners, and they face this South Africans and their speed and everything. It looks very, very formidable. And remember that for South Africa, Angola, and Zimbabwe, they've been bronze medalists before, so they understand what it feels like playing Africa Cup of Nations. There are no minnows in this group, so if you joke with them, at the end of the day, you'll be smiling at the wrong side. Let's go to Group C. Where Group C, I'm going to my board. Group C, we have our big brothers, the most populous African country we have. That's Nigeria, Niger don't chop last. So if you look at them very well, Nigeria are in the making, and they will be locking horns with Tunisia, and then East African side of Uganda and Tanzania, who will be hosting the total CAF Afcon as co-hosting 2027. So if you look at Uganda and look at Tunisia, Tanzania, these countries are emerging forces. If you are playing with them and you are not careful, they've studied how to play the game. They have some youthful exuberance. They have players that are also mingling with the best in Europe, and so they are scattered all over. They have a strong local side that can really cause upset on any day. And so if you look at it very, very well, this particular Africa Cup of Nations is just going to be amazing. You will be glued to your set and you will be amazed at what really will be happening. Can Nigeria really go beyond what they did in the last edition? Can Tunisia really say this is an North Africa affair, so we also need to qualify from the group stages and stay there, because Group A, they're expecting the host nation Morocco to really do it. If you really look at it very well, it's going to be cagey. If we don't even take care, Nigeria will be But Nigeria, don't worry. Get on social media and let's do the chatting. Are you sure you can really go through this? Is Tunisia ready to let go? Can Uganda pull strings? They are too strong. Uganda, a new force in all sporting disciplines. Can Tanzania really do it, or you still feel that they are the underdogs? Well, let's go to Group D. What Group D had to say. And Group D has another name on the African continent, or another force on the African continent that every day we talk about when it comes to scoring goals. We have Sadio Mane. Yes, he led them to win it before. And remember, in the year 2021, it was Senegal who emerged champions. And then they come up against the DR Congo, that's Democratic Republic of Congo, Benin, and Botswana in this particular group. Whoa, how is it going to be like? All these teams, Ghanaians are familiar with them. And we've seen what they were able to do in the last Africa Cup of Nations. It seems that most of the teams are always building, are always taking one step from a tournament to another. So if you take a closer look at them, Senegal, it will not be a walk in the park for them. I expect Sadio Mane and the rest of the players to really come to the party and then make the nation proud. Remember, as former champions, they should, 2021 champions, they should be able to go out there and then deliver. So Senegal here, who do you think will go through this group stage? The two countries that will go. Let's see if indeed Morocco Africa Cup of Nations will be a tournament of surprises, or it will just be a tournament for the big boys who are ready to come to the party. Then we go to Group E. Then we see Algeria. Algeria. They won the tournament in 2019, and then they are taking on Burkina Faso, and then Equatorial Guinea and Sudan. This group has been tagged by connoisseurs as an interesting group. In the first place, had the Black Stars qualified, I'm not saying Ghana, had the Black Stars qualified, they will be in this group, Group E. So where Sudan, where James Kwesi Appiah, the coach we rejected, the coach Ghana said we don't like, went to take a war-torn country, Sudan. They are still fighting. And so their qualifiers, they didn't play it on their home soil because their field is not safe for them. They've been traveling and playing at countries as their home grounds. Destroyed the Black Stars, made sure that the Black Stars never smiled. They respected them and had a draw in Accra and beat them. Sudan, who could have been here. We know what Equatorial Guinea has been doing now as a force in Africa Cup of Nations. And so the Black Stars should have been here. And so if you even look at it, going to play Algeria, going to play Burkina Faso, another strong side. And so if you look at it very, very well, it's a really difficult task and going to be very, very interesting. Any day, Kwesi Appiah, since he took over Sudan, any tournament they play, they are tagged as underdogs, then they perform. This place too, if you look at them, then it is Sudan that will say it's an underdog. Will Kwesi Appiah really cause an upset? The reason it has been tagged as an interesting group. Now, we go to Group F. Group F, where we have the defending champions, La Côte d'Ivoire. If you look at it very well, very tight group here. As to who really will make it, is going to be a daunting one. The reason I'm saying this is that they are going to meet old rivals and 5-time winners of the Africa Cup of Nations. That's Cameroon. Cameroon says they are coming to the party. Cameroon are coming to the party. For some time now, they've been hot and cold. Now Cameroon says they are coming to the party. Côte d'Ivoire are the defending champions, are also there. Everybody wants to climb and be on top of this particular group. Who is going to? But the big question is, are you going to joke with Gambia? Are you going to joke with Mozambique? That is the issue. Gambia, Mozambique will be the issue. And so it becomes a little bit tricky for us. And we are hoping that everything will go on well for the groups. And once again, one thing that we should look out for before the 21st of December is the fact that the two top teams in each pool, for instance, this one, if it happens to be Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, or Gabon, Mozambique, or any of them, it will be that they will advance to the round of 16 along with the best third place team. So if you look at it, anybody that will finish 1, 2, 3 in any of the groups, the two will go automatically, but they will pick the third one here to join them. And so if you look at it very, very well, look at the way Group F has been arranged and see which teams can, from where you sit, from now, you can say, okay, Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Gabon, any of them can go. When we go back to Group E, and you look at it very well, they are taking 3 of them here. You feel Sudan will drop, you feel Equatorial Guinea will go, you feel Burkina Faso will be out, you feel Algeria, well, they will pick 3 from here. Then Group D, if you look at it again, so the opportunity for all teams to come fighting tooth and nail, it's going to be, that's the reason why everybody is predicting that this particular tournament is going to be really, really exceptional and excellent. And unfortunately, the Black Stars will not be able to be there. Again, one thing that is certain is the fact that more than 90 countries will get opportunity to watch this game, including Ghana, and it will be on DTV, Sports Plus, GBC, Obonu TV, Garden City TV, and radio commentary will be crystal clear commentary on Unique FM and all GBC regional FM stations across the country. Again, other legends will be on board and will be promoting this particular one. And the last thing I want Ghanaians to know, and the fact about this tournament, is that Morocco is hosting this Total Africa Cup of Nations for the first time since 1988. The last time they hosted it was in 1988. Now they are coming to host it again. And if from now, if you get opportunity to get to Rabat, you understand and love the Africa Cup of Nations. They are bringing everything to the table. They are bringing their A game to the table. The country is ready, extra ready for this particular tournament. They've invested over $4 million. Over $4 million into this tournament just to make sure that they send a signal to the world that the next major event they want to host is the World Cup. They want to bring the World Cup to their country, and they believe that they have what it takes. So they are using the Africa Cup of Nations as the first one. And look at the time and investment they've done, and look at what is happening in Morocco in terms of football and sports infrastructure. It's just amazing. And so at time we'll bring you up to speed on all the stadiums, the 9 stadiums that will be used, and the cities that will be accommodating all the teams, so that you understand Rabat very well, Morocco very well before you get there, because it's going to be a sellout. Everybody will be happy to be in Morocco. So that's been it for the Africa Cup of Nations. Once again, CAF president is saying that he expects nothing but the best when it comes to the tournament. And so I draw the curtains here. And so remember that our sister station, the biggest free-to-air channel, that's GTV Sports Plus, will be showing the Africa Cup of Nations live. Same as Obonu TV, same as Garden City TV, same as GTV itself. And then at the end of the day, radio commentary will be on Unique FM and GBC. All our affiliates will take it. So if you are a corporate entity now and thinking and getting closer, please join GBC and come on board and just get to the marketing department and tell them that the upcoming Afcon, I want to be there. Although Ghanaians are not part of it, we just want to be part of this thing. Come and tell us what you really want, the package you want, whether crawler, whether on-screen display, whatever it is, just come, just get to our marketing department and say you are part of this Afcon, and GBC will take care of you on that. I am Theophilus Sampa. Thank you very much for doing the watching the page. Return same time tomorrow. Have a lovely day.